You call it luck. I call it destiny. There's always a new challenge to keep you motivated. Nothing is impossible, only mathematically improbable. You risked your life for another. There is no greater love. Think the most difficult thing to displace is privilege. You have to think like a hero merely to behave like a decent human being. I haven't found anywhere in the world where I want to be all the time. The best of my life is the moving. I look forward to going. Sean Connery. No thinking, that comes later. You must write your first draft with your heart. You rewrite with your head. The first key to writing is to write, not to think. I take the good with the bad. I can't love people in slices. Sean Connery. There are laws that enslave men, and laws that set them free. How peaceful life would be without love. How safe, how tranquil, and how dull. I can't afford to slow down, but I suppose it really depends. As long as there's enough enthusiasm, then one wants to continue. May God grant us the wisdom to discover right, the will to choose it, and the strength to make it endure. There's one major difference between James Bond and me. He is able to sort out problems. I am not an Englishman, I was never an Englishman, and I don't ever want to be one. I am a Scotsman. I was a Scotsman and I will always be one. I've always been hopeful about Scotland's prospects. And I now believe more than ever that Scotland is within touching distance of achieving independence and equality. Love may not make the world go round, but I must admit that it makes the ride worthwhile. My dear girl, there are some things that just aren't done, such as drinking Dom Perignon 53 above the temperature of 38 degrees Fahrenheit. That's just as bad as listening to the Beatles without earmuffs. I am not an Englishman, I was never an Englishman, and I don't ever want to be one. I am a Scotsman. I was a Scotsman and I will always be one. I admit I'm being paid well, but it's no more than I deserve. After all, I've been screwed more times than a hooker. Love may not make the world go round, but I must admit that it makes the ride worthwhile. There is nothing like a challenge to bring out the best in man.